Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a community update for September 13th, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so a few things have been going on the last couple days. We've got a new tournament that revolves around summoning champions. We've got a new event that revolves around leveling up champions, and then we've had the game experiencing some issues for a lot of players, you know, and then Polarium issuing some compensation once they feel like they got the game to a place where it's a little bit more stable. So first I will cover that. You know, if you look in the news post, we will see downtime compensation, and you know, basically they're going to be giving out 400 energy, 2 clan boss keys, and a rank 3 chicken. You know, for the players' troubles the last few days. A lot of people, I think it was like something to do with Verizon, I was seeing posted. You know, there was certain like you know, mobile phone providers that were struggling and experiencing crashes. I didn't really experience anything too negative, but I know a lot of people were experiencing issues. So if you were one of them, let me know down in the comments if you know more about what was going on. But hey, I do like this compensation. We are seeing the compensation start to trend towards the, you know, the positive direction. You know, sometimes these used to be like 1 energy refill, 1 clan boss key, and some arena tokens. So this is pretty good, you know, especially for free-to-play players. 400 energy, a rank 3 chicken, and 2 clan boss keys. That's pretty good. So Polarium is starting to get this right and get this more in line with what I would like to see in terms of downtime compensation. So that is good. And then we'll go over the event first. This came out a couple days ago. It was like a 5 or 6 day event, I think. And, you know, I do think this event is pretty good. Obviously, it's going to be tough to get 6,000 points if you are free to play or if you are new to the game. That is understandable. But hey, if you can just do what you can and maybe even get up to like, you know, the Void Shard or just the Ancient Shard, you know, just do what you can. Don't kill yourself trying to get the Legendary Book. I do like events that end in a legendary skill tome because those are so hard to get, and it's very important to acquire those. So events that have a legendary skill tome, I'm usually going to lean towards recommending that it be an event you participate in or at least try to complete. I definitely, you know, threw some energy at completing this because I wanted the Void Shard and the legendary skill tome. You know, if you're a newer player or a beginning or a free-to-play player, just do what you can and don't, you know, murder yourself trying to get to the end, like I said earlier. But all in all, I like this event, and this is trending towards a positive direction. We used to see silver be like 15,000. You know, silver needs to be more. Like this should be honestly 150,000, and this should be 300,000, and this should be like 1 million, because silver nowadays you just burn through it so fast with faction wars, and I can swear they made the upgrades from 12 to 16 harder to get, so we just burn through silver. So I would like to see the silver rewards go up even more than they have. But anytime we get an Ancient Shard, a Void Shard, a decent 5-star epic, and a legendary skill tome, that is pretty good in my book. So all in all, a pretty decent event, but it is admittedly tough to get 6,000 points for a lot of you out there. So I do sympathize with that. Next, let's go into the tournament. So this is a champion chase tournament, which means you get a certain amount of points based on summoning champions. You know, you pull, I don't think you get any credit. I'll pull it up here. But yeah, you basically get nothing for commons and uncommons. You're going to need to be at least cracking open those Ancient Shards, Void Shards, or Sacred Shards to make any, you know, noteworthy progress in this event, which I don't really like. I would like to see this be, I would like to see this be 2 for a common, probably 5 for an uncommon, and then like 20 or 25 for a rare, and then like 350 to 400 for an epic, and 1,000 for a legendary. Because, I mean, if you summon 4 legendaries, you should finish the event. Like, I think if you're going to require 4,000 point structure, the points should be adjusted a little bit better, in my opinion. And if we look at the rewards, the number one question is probably going to be, is this an event I should do? Should I crack open my Void Shards? Should I crack open my Sacred Shards? And I'm going to kind of go over that here. So the rewards are decent. Energy refill 100k, energy refill 1 day of XP, 200 energy, 100 gems, and then obviously the legendary book is kind of the crown jewel. But the rewards look decent, but 4,000 points is a lot just to get this stuff. Now, the argument always in events like this is, well, I got shards, and instead of pulling them, you know, and getting nothing, at least I'm getting a bonus, you know, of any kind if I pull them now. But it may be better to save those sacreds until we get a summoning rush event or like a ×2 legendary chance on sacreds. I have 3. Let me see here. Yeah, so I have 3 sacred shards and a void. Honestly, I might not participate in this event. Not that I think it's a horrible idea, but to crack open enough shards to go for 4,000 points to get these rewards, like the 1 legendary book and this stuff down here, and maybe, you know, an epic skill tome or 1 piece of gear, I think I'm gonna lean towards saving my sacreds until I can get that X2 chance or a summon rush event where the end reward might be 1,500 points or 2,500, and it'll be a little bit easier for me to get to the end and maybe get a legendary book as opposed to getting these rewards here. So if you had to ask, my general recommendation, it would probably be to save your shards for a better opportunity. I unfortunately, I love you, Plarium, but I don't really like the point structure and the reward structure of this specific event. But I do think, in general, we've been trending in the right direction in terms of downtime compensation and events. And I do think the champion training event is a pretty good event overall. So not all negative, but that one tournament, the champion chase tournament, is probably something I'm not going to be throwing a ton at to complete. So also, I will go over the current offers in the shop. A couple days ago, we had an offer that was really good. It was like $20 for 10 days of XP and some energy and some gems, and I love those offers. In terms of guaranteed value towards progressing your raid account with very little RNG, those offers are great. Similar to these special progress packs, these are awesome, and I usually scoop up one of these, you know, every day or two, especially when they're available, because I like how Plarium is making these available very often, because for players that, you know, maybe have a day off of work or they're going to play a lot for a day or two, it can be really handy to, you know, scoop these up, and you can get some good progression out of those. For the Divine Life set offer, let me pull up the calculator here. We'll go over this. Okay, so energy is 350. Gems are 350. Input price $14.99. I've got something on my monitor. Okay, yeah. All right, so now we basically have to ask ourselves, willing to pay comes out to about $7.50. So are we willing to pay $7.50 basically for these 4 pieces of Divine Life? Divine Life is a good set. There's lots of champions that can get value out of Divine Life. HP is very viable in the end game. It's not going to be very good for the arena or the campaign, but Divine Life can be, it's mainly best in dungeons. It can be okay in the clan boss, but in order to get the utility out of that shield, it doesn't really do you a whole lot of good versus the clan boss because it's only 3 turns. So it's mainly usable in dungeons or maybe like super defensive arena teams. So is the 4 pieces worth $7.50? I would say no. I think this should be a full set. If this were a full set of 5-star epic, honestly, I would probably still say it's not quite worth it. So the fact that it's only the 4 pieces, the Divine Life offer is one that I'm, you know, definitely going to lean towards saying no on. The Elite Sacred Pack, you know, some of us get different offers in terms of these, you know, these shard packs, whether it be Ancient, Void, or Sacred. This is the one that I got. So let's plug it in and see what we got here. I think this is going to lean towards one that is a no as well. I don't think this is going to be super good utility here if I had to guess. But let me plug it in just to make sure. Sacreds. We get 3 of them. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's it, right? I'm not missing anything. It's 3 Sacreds and 1,500. Yeah. So this comes out to something I'd be willing to pay about $65 for. This is one that I'm definitely going to stay away from. I feel like this used to be 2,500 gems. I feel like it used to be, I think if you don't buy this one, the next day you get one that's 3 sacreds and 2,500 gems. I think that's how it worked last time. I could be wrong. And see, this one comes more in line. I feel like if I don't buy this tomorrow, it's going to give me the exact same offer, but with 2,500 instead of 15. I think it's gauging to see if you're willing to buy this or not. And if you aren't, it bumps it up a little bit the next day. But even if they do, again, it's going to be something I'm probably going to lead towards no. With it being 3 sacreds and 1,500 gems, this is a hard no. You're basically paying retail value. And the reason I set up my offer sheet to be like this, to have the retail value and then you know, scale it down to what I'm actually willing to pay. It's like if you go to buy a car. The car is going to have a sticker price of 20,000, but you're always looking to barter a little bit. And when you go to buy a car, you very rarely you just walk in and pay the sticker price. You're going to maybe offer them 18,000 for that $20,000 car. So your willing to pay price is always a little bit different than the retail value. That's why I set it up like this. So yeah, the retail value of this pack is probably around $100. But am I willing to pay that? Do I think I'm getting good value out of that $100? No. I would say that in terms of what I'm getting good value out of, I would like to see this pack be priced at about $65. So that's kind of the reason I do it that way and how it kind of works. So yeah, that kind of goes over all the packs I'm currently being offered, the event, the tournament, the downtime compensation, all the stuff that's kind of been going on the last few days. I look forward to, you know, working on some Faction Wars content and some general, you know, guides and tutorials and champion stuff coming up into you know, Sunday and leaning towards the early parts of next week. So stay tuned for that. Let me know down in the comments what you think about all the stuff that I went over here in this video, and also what you would like to see in terms of content next week and all that. I always enjoy your guys' input. So yeah, as always, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Peace.